but I really don't think about it. I work, I work, and then I look for negativity. Is that crazy? You know what I'm saying? I look for negativity. So I chase it. I chase it. I run to it. A lot of people hate negativity or when people try to doubt them or people say something is wrong or something like that. I run to it. I embrace it. It's because I need stuff to continue to like once you get to a million, it's never a number that you can't chase. You can chase 2 million. When you get to 2 million, you can chase 3 million, you get 3 million, chase 5 million, 10 million, whatever. So how do you keep yourself motivated? Like, how do you keep motivated after becoming a millionaire? How do you keep motivated after getting past 100,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, a million subscribers? Well, you look for motivation. And so I run to it. So I chase a lot of times when people have something to say or they doubt me. And one of the things that I found yesterday was somebody had sent me an email and they said, Anton, your run and being successful and continuing to grow got to be up. It's almost up. I'm predicting that it's going to be up. And they've been telling me that since I was at 10,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers. Yeah, you just lucky. You ain't going to never, you know what I'm saying? You think you this, you think you this. You're not as good as this person. You're not as good as this person. This person is ahead of you. And so I run to it and I harness that. I harness it. And I harness when people have stuff to say to me that I'm not going to do. And so I don't know. I got this. I'm hungry, bro. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me, bro. I just feel like, all right, now you're going to really see. I don't know what that is. I'm just hungry. I'm more aggressive and I dream harder and bigger. You know what I'm saying? I'm so hungry, man. I don't know what's going on. Listen. Let me say this about O'Shea because a lot of people don't know. I don't have no ill will or problems with O'Shea. Listen, y'all don't have to unsubscribe from other people just because y'all subscribe to me. I don't feel beef. I'm not beefing with nobody. Me and O'Shea, I can call O'Shea right now and hit him up and be like, what's up, bro? Oh, what's up, Anton? What's going on? And then, man, let me say something. Let me tell y'all something. Regardless of whatever it is that's happening on the internet that y'all think is playing out, O'Shea, I've had conversations with O'Shea where he didn't gave me game and he didn't gave me insight on some of the stuff that I shared with y'all inside of the Patreon on how to increase your monetization and make more money on the internet. O'Shea has given me some gems. He has given me some insight. He has helped me make more money. He has generated more revenue. So if you don't necessarily care for his content, then that's another conversation. That's something that you got to have with you. But if you saying that you got to pick sides, I'm not asking you to pick sides. I'm not asking y'all to pick sides. I don't have a problem. I think that we over 1,000 people, so I'm about to start the show. Listen, content creators have a struggle within themselves. And the biggest struggle that content creators have within themselves is they pick alliances. And so one of the things that I would tell people a lot of times is don't become friends with people that you got to do business with on the internet. And the reason that is because y'all can go separate ways. And that's not my problem. I don't mind being friends with people, but I think it's difficult for other people to have friendships because if people don't operate the way that y'all operating y'all friendships in real life, then you can take offense to it. I got thick skin. I'm from Detroit. I come from a family where all we did was joke on each other and Jones on each other all day, and it made you stronger. I come from an environment where we didn't have nothing. I came home one night with my mother and my father and my brothers, and there was a crackhead jumping out of my back window, and I had to sleep in that same bedroom at night. So if you think that something that happens over the internet is supposed to affect me, that helps me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here to add value into people's lives and to make as much money as possible. I come from the ghetto, from the hood. I had two parents and I was blessed. I was raised in the church, but I was blessed. But let me show you what my house looked like. A lot of y'all may not be familiar with this. We're going to go over to Google Maps. Let me show you where I was born and raised at. All right. This was my childhood home growing up, bro. And it don't look nothing like this. It's 10 times worse than this. Okay. This is my childhood home growing up right here. Okay. From the time that I was born at Sinai Hospital, and this is a couple years ago, it looks worse than this. From the time I was born on Sinai Hospital to 17, 18 years old, this is the house that I grew up in. Okay. So everything is a blessing to me. Everything is a blessing to me. The visibility is a blessing to me. When people talk about me, I could never imagine that you would have thousands, if not millions of people watching your videos and talking about you. So I don't get offended. I don't get offended at stuff like that. If people say, yo, listen, people are conflicted on the internet a lot of times about talking and live streaming and stuff like that. And if somebody is going to get offended, if you looking to offend me, you talking to the wrong person. I grew up right here, bro. That's what my neighbors, listen, look, let me show you something. Neighbor's crib right there. Girl I had a crush on crib right there. The girl that I actually talked to crib was right there next to it. My neighbor was gay. Joe, he died. They wound up having to sell his crib. Miss Rivers lived across the street. Right here. She was a white lady. So she grew up holding us down. Older white lady had a black man husband. He was a postal guy, and he wound up dying early. And then, you know what I'm saying? Miss Rivers was one of the sweetest ladies I ever knew. So I grew up with a white woman, an older white woman that always loved us and looked out for us. And we could go over there on Christmas morning and she had gifts for us. You know what I'm saying? Up the street. This is 8 Mile. This is a block down, right? So I just crossed Norfolk right here. And we would walk to the corner store, right? And this is the corner store that I would walk to. And this is the building, this white building right here. I got robbed. This is where I got carjacked at, right by this building, because the McDonald's / Coney Island was right in front of it. So we used to walk to the corner store, and this is 8 Mile right here. And then across the street was Ferndale and Oak Park and all of that, right? And so I got my car repaired over here. And then if you would go around the corner, let me show you where the Johnson Center is. So this is my crib, right there where that white truck is. And then we would walk up to Chippewa. This is Chippewa right here between Norfolk and Chippewa. This is Chippewa. And we would walk 5 blocks down to the Johnson Center. And this is where we hooped and swam and fought and hollered at hoes all the time. It's closed. It's been closed for over 20 years. But this was the entrance to the Johnson Center right here. They still got the name up on there. The Johnson's Recreation Center. So this is where we lived, work, and played, right? We hustled and we had fun, and we had a lot of fights right there in front of the Johnson Center. Me and my brothers and everywhere else. And then in the summertime, we will hoop outside, right? Because there's some basketball rims over here. So this is where we hooped over here in this field. There's some basketball rims back there where you can go and hoop. But this is Cherry Lawn. So if you go down Cherry Lawn, these are some of the houses that used to get raided all the time, right? You see this house that's boarded up right here? Raid van would be right in front of that house. It's another corner store over here because the raid van was always up and down the street on Cherry Lawn. See where some of these empty lots was? Those were some crack houses. There was a crack house right here. You know what I'm saying? And then they used to sell dope out of the car wash. So it's a car wash over here. See where this is? See all of this is? This is where I grew up in. All right. So for people that say they know me, they don't know me. This is the car wash where they used to sell crack out of the car wash, and they used to run a plumbing business. This is the corner store on Cherry Lawn right here, right? Where we used to walk to this corner store and we got into a lot of fights over here. So when people sit there and tell me, you know what I'm saying, or they tell me about my childhood, or they do all of this stuff, they don't know where I'm from. We all from the hood. We all got a story. We all in a space where we had fights every day. That's why my knuckles are so messed up. We used to fight every day. Cuts right here, cuts right here, cuts right here. Knuckles is all messed up because we used to get into scraps all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, everything is a blessing to me. Everything is a blessing to me. Negativity, positivity, it's a blessing to me. I don't look at anything and say, oh man, this and that. Bro, so you know where my hood is, DJ Ace, because you from the city. It's 8 Mile, Stony Island. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a blessing to me. I don't take these people serious. Oh man, you must be from overseas, all of this other stuff. I don't take that junk serious. Every day that I'm able to make sure that my daughter got the best of everything, she go to the best schools, her college is paid for, it's a blessing, bro. It's a straight up blessing. I love life. I love my life, and I'm more motivated than ever before to continue to run it up because we wasn't supposed to make it. And the hood was the hood. This is the good version. This is the good version. It's a lot of these houses that we used to hang out at, they torn down now. You know what I'm saying? So as a 43-year-old man, you got these young dudes that jack off in their socks. You know, people sit there and tell me about racism and about black people and all of this stuff. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. It's Friday, so I'm just going to tell you. I don't know what I'm going to say today. People tell me about their racism and they coming up and opportunity. Bitch, you was raised in a good environment. You got a strong, you don't know shit about being raised in the 80s with the crack epidemic. I'm not listening to these young niggas that was born in 1998. Don't sit here and tell me about what being real is. I don't care about these niggas. I don't give a fuck about what nobody is talking about, even in a little bit. For me, it's up. It's up. Every day, it's up. I'm up. I'm grinding. I'm hustling. And so I'm getting to it. I don't care about what nobody talking about. I don't care about nobody's sob story. I don't care about no victim Olympics, man. What niggas talking to me about reparations? Like, bruh, nigga, I didn't even know the word reparation until I got on the internet. We was getting it out the mud. We was at the plant hustling, trying to figure out how to get us a Cadillac. Like we really lived it in real life. And everybody got a hood everywhere. And you know what I'm saying? It's not that my hood experience is any more better than anybody else, but it's like, bro, let's get to this shit. Let's get it. Nigga, dude, you see where I was raised? You see where I was raised? Nigga, do it look like I was a trust fund, baby? You see this shit? Trust fund, baby. The fuck is you talking about? Nigga, you don't get a trust fund being raised in this shit. Trust fund, baby. What's wrong with these niggas? And you know what the interesting part about this whole thing is? The interesting, and listen, it's tripped out. Nigga, it was 4 kids plus the hood in this neighborhood. And here's the other part about it. My mom, my dad, and all 4 of my brothers We all lived in this house all together. Trust fund? What you talking about, a trust fund? This is my childhood home right here. Stayed in this home till I was 18 years old. Fuck is these niggas talking about? But again, bro, if you notice, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show because we got a whole show to do. If you notice, though, who else is more transparent than me on the internet? No, I don't want to own my childhood home. I don't want that piece of shit. Who else is more transparent than me to where you know about their whole life? You know their childhood home. You know what their bank account look like. You know what their real name is. Who else is more transparent than me? Ain't nobody more transparent than me, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't look at that. I don't look at none of this as a problem. I don't look at none of this as a problem, bro. Like, my life is an open book. I'll show y'all the church. Man, what was the church? Let me show you where I went to church at. Puritan, Wyoming. Show you where I was raised at, where my church was at, bro. Like, this is my real life, boy. It's the corner of the church that I was raised at. It's the hood, liquor stores, all of this stuff. This is the hood, boy. We used to go to church up the street. Look at this shit, bro. You see this? Go to church. This is crazy, man. That's where I used to go to church at, bro, down this street. Right up this street. I stopped, get my car washed right here, right before I hit the church. And I would go to this church right here. This is my church. It's different now. They sold it to somebody else. Yep. And we would park in the parking lot right here. And we would go to church. This was my church right here. It's right across the street from the grill place. And that's how, when I tell y'all these stories and I have these conversations about what happened in life and what's going on, bro, my jokes come from a real place. When I be laughing and playing and joking, my jokes come from a real place, bro. That's honest to God truth. My jokes look like it come from a real place. I know what's really happening out here. I know how people are. I know how crackheads act. I know what hood hoes look like. I know what walking to the corner store was like to go and get some hot Cheetos. I know all of that junk, bro. So that's my life, man. That's my life. And I'm excited. So when I get to Lou's Deli, facts. When I get to go home, and I got multiple different homes and I'm building the real estate empire, right? And I get to go to places and I get to meet people and I get to have a conversation with people. Man, that's a blessing, bro. Now, if you think that it's an internet troll that's supposed to mean something to me, it's supposed to change my narrative or my excitement about life, boy, you got another thing coming. That's for people that was raised in the suburbs, that was in a good space, that's affected by what niggas know about the internet. I grew up at a time that it wasn't no such thing as internet bullying. It was real life fights in real life. I grew up at a time where we didn't internet bullying. Boy, you had to get up, and if you lost the game, if you lost in the backyard hooping, nigga, you might get in a fight. We fought every day at the Johnson Center. And it was group fights. We was fighting for real. If somebody stole or got into it with my brother. It was like, okay, well, I guess we knuckling up. We don't even know what happened. We just start fighting. We just start fighting. It just is what it is, bro. I done seen dudes that was a hoop phenom, the football phenom, seen him wind up going to jail because he couldn't get out the hood. My boy, I got all of them stories. I'm blessed. And so I don't acknowledge people that say, oh man, it's the hood. Oh man, the hood, you gotta sell drugs, you gotta join gangs. I don't believe that because I lived it and I chose to not do none of that stuff. I chose to not sell drugs. I chose to not go to jail. I chose to not scam. I chose to not get involved in gangs and guns and violence and all of that stuff. I ain't get involved in none of that junk because I said, bro, I'm getting up out of this hood. People always trying to glorify the hood and glorify everywhere that they came from. Like, dog, what are you talking about? That ain't no place where I want to be at. I ain't trying to be hanging around the hood. I was trying to get out the hood for 2 decades. The goal was to get out of the hood. Y'all sitting here. Every dude I know that was really in the hood, they was not trying to be in the hood. They was trying to figure out how when they grew up, their kids wouldn't be raised in the same space that they was. Why we glorify this? When I see these kids, all right, come on, y'all. Let's talk about it. We're gonna get into it. It's Friday. When I see these kids at TSU, right? Because I know it's a lot of people that got stuff to say about my commentary about the kids at TSU. Man, them kids was fucking privileged. They was at a college campus with pajamas on and open-toe sandals hanging out, and they talking about they oppressed, and they holding up signs talking about black. Man, these punk-ass kids blew up in 2000 and going to a fucking HBCU in another city. Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? Them privileged-ass, bitch-ass kids got the nerve to be embarrassing their parents. Man, we would have killed for that type of opportunity when we was coming up. We would have killed for that type of opportunity when we was coming up. Y'all making these kids feel like they got some relevance because they out there doing stuff that they ain't supposed to do. With they privileged bitch ass ain't never really been through nothing in their life talking about oppression. Boy, they don't know what really life is like out here for real people. They ain't never really been through nothing. They ain't lived through the crack epidemic and then had to deal with the 2008 crisis. They don't know nothing about that. Sitting here making excuses for these kids. Embarrassing black people. Y'all should be ashamed of them. Y'all should be holding them accountable because if that's the representation of what our future is, then I feel ashamed for you. Not about to support no degenerate behavior just because you hate white people. Hey, up on a college campus, cozy, complaining. Get out of here, bro. From where we came from what we had to suffer through, from how many people we had to deal with, gang squad, wasn't no cameras, wasn't no body cams, wasn't no mama to come up there and save you from what was going on. Wasn't no cameras up on the thing so they can track the killers. The killers was just killing. That was just it. They never really got caught. Some of them wind up changing their ways. Man, it's people out here that done killed 5-6 people and they still walking around because they was born in the 80s and the 70s. You just don't know about them because they never got caught. It's real killers that's walking around every single day that was raised in the same hoods. And you got these punk ass kids on these college campuses whining because it's a debate, because some white people in a red hat wanted to debate you. And you in your feelings? You in your feelings. That's why man, listen, when I say what I say, I stand on that shit. I don't feel nothing. I'm not switching up. I'm not changing my position. I don't give a fuck about who against me. I don't care about none of you niggas at all. I don't care about none of you. Nothing. Oh, I'm gonna unsubscribe from Mantown. I know that's why I'm at 1 million. Every blackity black that y'all know ain't close to me. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I got a ton of black people. It's more black people that love me than rock with y'all. I put my people up against y'all people all day long. It's way more people, white people, black people. It's more black people that actually agree with me than say that they don't. And the numbers is numbering. It's a fact.